that real hip hop.
Y'all know how we do.
You're listening to Philly's own Matthias, aka Mr. 16 Bars, that real hip hop.
We try to tell people that Philly is a special breed. They hate to see us on top, they hate to see us on, they hate to see us come up, they hate we on, they hate the moves that we make because it's made to break them. We give them knowledge on track
to get to where it is that you're trying to go.
And you touched on something important, and I'm going to direct this question back to you because, as you mentioned, things may not always go according to plan. So if that happens in your business, in your personal life, how do you overcome that obstacle?
Yeah, so most of the times things won't go according to plan. But you really just have to first you can't let it stop you from pursuing the ultimate goal. And then you have to kind of take a step back, evaluate, well, what were the factors that caused this obstacle? And then think of, again, another plan of how to kind of get through the obstacle, how to overcome the obstacle. You know, do you need some additional resources? Do you need to connect with some different people? So it's really, and I think it's a mindset thing as well. You can't let the obstacle stop you from what it is that you're trying to do. So take a step back, do some evaluation, set another plan, and move forward.
John, how do you overcome obstacles?
I think it's you always start out with the plan that Felicia said, which is really right on point. In addition to that, one of the things that I like to do is find people who've done it before, people who've excelled at it before. And what you guys will see is that, let's say that you want to, whatever task you want to be. Let's say you want to start an electrical company, and your company's falling down there. Find some people who have started a successful electrical company and talk to them and learn from them. We always get scared to do that. We think, oh, they're not going to want to talk to me. I'm a nobody. And yeah, a lot of them are going to tell you no and not really help you. Some will say yes, they're going to help you, and then they don't. But then there's this small percentage of people that will really help you. And so you've got to get a thick skin to overcome, these challenges and these setbacks. And you just totally drop your ego and you say, you know what? I'm going to keep asking someone until I find one mentor who's going to say yes to me. And I'm going to stay at his office, stay at her office until I get what I need from her. And that's really has been the thing that has helped me, is I've always tried to find someone who has excelled at that and listen to them. It's like what you were saying earlier, the Japan method. If you approach these problems like you're alone, you will fail. I guarantee you. But if you approach it like, who can I call on this? And eventually you guys are going to build up such a good network that if you guys ask me for just about any type of business, I'll be able to point you to someone who's an expert in that area, right? And drop my ego and say, no, I'm not giving you the solution, but call this lady right here. She's going to be the one who has the solution. So I think that's a lot of it. It's just opening our mouths and listening. It is really huge for solving those problems.
Very good, very good. Janae, what is the perfect career? The perfect career. What is it? Because you've been all over the map. So maybe you can speak to the perfect career.
I don't think there is a perfect career. You need to be doing something that you want to wake up for. Something, you have to know what drives you. You have to know, for me, I always say where there is a need in the world and where your passion and abilities can fit that need, that's where your destiny lies. That's where you should be. So if what you're doing helps fill that gap or that void, that's where you should be. And you should want to wake up to go. I mean, I'll jump out and go because it's me. My husband has said I couldn't own my own business because I would just be like, I don't want to do anything. Or whatever, whenever, which can happen. But also when you run your own business, you might wake up at 2 a.m. and start working because you're so excited. And then you might not get up until 10 a.m. So, but it should drive you and it should be making an impact. That's, my personal opinion. Some people may have other goals for what the perfect career entails. Of course, you should be able to cover your basic needs. You don't want to be living on the street. I don't think that's a perfect career. But there's other things besides money, and there's ways that we can care for each other that don't include money. And so money isn't the top thing. And it didn't come from money. But I still think that it's not the top thing up there.
Sure. Jermaine, your thoughts? The perfect career.
The perfect career. Whatever your perfect career is, the perfect career for you. And so sometimes, we're brought up and we're thinking like, I remember when I was younger, doctor, lawyer, those were like, CEO, those were the perfect careers. And that's what it was like, okay, I I need to be that. But I was like, I don't want to be any of those things. And so I needed to find out what was perfect for me. Something like, Janae is saying, like something that makes an impact. So it's not a selfish endeavor. There's a whole world out there with a slew of problems. If you turn the news, you see it. So figuring out something that has a positive impact on other people's lives, again, something that you enjoy doing. Like, I know there may be a period of time in your life where you have to take that job that you really don't want to do just to make ends meet. But while you're in that, make sure you're still paying attention to what it is that you love to do, and find out where you can flow into that position, that career, even if it's carving a niche for yourself, doing those things. But the perfect career is what's perfect for you, something that fits your personality even, somewhere that allows you to be authentic to yourself, so you don't feel like you have to go into wherever it is wearing a mask. You don't want to do that either, because something I've learned through life is, when I'm my full authentic self, that's when it seems like the more blessings come my way. That's where the more connections happen, more business comes in. It's just when I'm just being me. So the perfect career looks like that for me. But again, do the inner work, and I think that's key. A lot of people are scared to face themselves. Do the work. Figure out what makes you, what makes you tick, what makes you dope, what makes you not so dope, the things that you need to work on, and then let that guide you to whatever this career for yourself is.
Thank you very much. Felicia, I graduate college and I get this job and I find out that I hate the job. I don't like doing the job. Now what?
So I've been there. So I would say don't make a rash decision. Definitely you want to figure out why is it that you hate the job. And then in that process, try to understand what it is that you really want to do. Find out if there's anything about the dirt from. So I said the nonprofit, when I was doing accounting, I hated accounting, but I was able to learn from everything else that was going on in the organization. So I would, make sure that you're maintaining your integrity while you're there as well. So make sure that you are still doing your work while you're there because somebody is paying you. But also try to figure out what your next step is going to be, like where you want to go from there. Figure out what it is that you want to do. Just don't make a rash decision. Find what it is that you want to do, a plan, figure out a plan for how to get there, and then make your move.
All right, John, what are your thoughts? Let's say, I've been in this job for 5 years, I've been in it for 5 months, but I realize I don't like what I'm doing. What should I do?
It's funny, you put me right behind Felicia again, and she's laid it out real well. But, it's right along what she was saying. You first have to take a look, what are your basic needs that you have to meet, right? Because we all like to tell the boss, I hate this job, you're stupid, I'm out, right? But at the end of the day, we got to pay our rent and we got to eat, So you look at, if you can come up with, what is the plan of what I really want to do, and how can I learn and start moving towards that plan, then that other job becomes tolerable. I've been in that situation before, but it's just like, I'm putting up with this BS, but little do they know, I'm launching this thing in 5 months. I'm going to be out of here. And it actually turns the tables, because people who are mean to you at work and people who are abrasive, they see nothing bothers you anymore. And you're smiling and you're happy. They're like, what's wrong with this dude? I just gave him the crappiest desk in the office, the worst assignment, and he's smiling and laughing. So because you've totally turned it around. And that's part of a bigger picture of not letting lesser people define you. If you let lesser people define you, I guarantee you're going to end up in a dead end somewhere and you're going to be unhappy. But if you don't let them define you, what you're going to say, all right, how do I get out of this jam? And then after a while, once you've done it a few times, it doesn't even bother you anymore. I've had people say to me, how can you go to work and put up with this and this and this? I'm like, I don't care. I know I'm going to be out. I know that as sure if I'm sitting down here today, by next week, I'm going to be back up here, as long as I keep my head straight.
That real hip hop.
Y'all know how we do. Chilly, tight shirts with tight jeans, they never feel me. Young boys confused, they think I'm too preachy. Old head in the game and still rep my city.